This is the story of how I got my Peewod cherry firmly popped by knee-deep in Z-Doom, and what I think of it now. It was 2009. I was in my second year of university studying photography and not having a particularly good time. I plonked down at the dinner table of the share house I was living in, and my housemate showed me something he had downloaded. Keeping in mind I had put Doom on the back burner many years before and pursued other games, namely Age of Empires 2 and Painkiller, but I was amazed. I hadn't heard of or even thought about people making their own Doom creations, and yet here lay before me something that blew me away and would inspire me to make my own 32-level Megawad the following year. For those who don't know, KDizzed is a redesign of OG Doom's first episode with an added boss, new monsters, and new weapons. The Doom engine is whipped into shape like an arthritic circus lion, its joints clicking and muscles straining as it shows off Z-Doom's magic tricks, of which there are a lot. Slopes, room-over-room portals, submergible water, and Decorate, the scripting and content definition language allowing the creation of totally new actors, unlike D-Hacked, which leapfrogs off existing actors. In other words, if you can dream it, you can make it. Cooked up by a cabal of highly talented creatives led by Daniel Gimmer, Tormentor667, KDizzed for me was like having a cool breeze playing over the top of my exposed brain. It was familiar and uncanny at the same time. A demonic zoo's worth of monsters were after your pink squishy bits, the standard Doom arsenal was expanded, and the reinterpreted maps were fucking huge. When I decided to write this essay, I struggled with the best way to dissect KDizzed and my impressions in the present day. Let's go with the simplest. Pros and cons. Here we go. Pros. New monsters, about 19 of them ranging from the very goaty satyr to the very annoying stone imp. The new roster is largely a good thing. Given the massive size of some of these maps, it's nice to see a fresh face every now and then. New weapons. No, not you, grenade launcher. Fuck off. The SSG has had a paint job and otherwise works like you'd expect, but one of the more interesting twists is that the most powerful weapon in KDizzed is a rifle. Just a plain old rifle. It replaces the BFG and is essentially the golden gun from James Bond GoldenEye. It one-hits most things, and its ammo is therefore pretty damn rare. Unless you cheat to fill your pockets with bullets so you can do a speed run and finish a map in only a few hours. The ambient sounds. This added element is a real winner for me. I'm a huge fan of that extra dimension of immersion found in Hexen, and KDizzed jazzes up Phobos with a plethora of whirring computers and gloopy nukage. It just heightens things that little bit more. I suppose also taking a leaf out of Doom 3's book, which I'm also a big fan of. Clever and sometimes excessive use of room portals and slopes. It adds a real sense of place and reality to the Phobos complex. I feel it works best for the outside areas where caves and natural decorations are rendered very nicely indeed. These bits of Z-Doom magic help to elevate the flatness of the tech-based formula and add a certain polish to places like Toxin Refinery's mine area, which admittedly is a pain in the ass to navigate. The neat bit of programming for the intermission sections displaying some nifty Doom cute versions of the different Phobos level areas. With all the player and map stats displayed, it's clear a huge amount of work has gone into this part of KDizzed especially. The intro is pretty damn cool as well, definitely puts you in the right headspace for a demonic invasion that you've got to take care of. And the cons. No infighting. That's right, folks, no fun little monster scraps here, which makes combat one-sided and take even longer as everyone wants to pull your pants down and go to town all of the time. The grenade. launcher. The Oingo Boingo bounciness of these projectiles perhaps needs to be dialed back just a smidge. Unlike the one in Quake, which you can get a handle on and get pretty damn precise with, this guy is unpredictable as hell. Or at least, that was my experience with it. Use this weapon with extreme care, or the last thing you'll see is one of these grey bouncy bastards flying at your face instead of your foe. The map sizes. Already mentioned and joked about, but seriously, when you're working with 6 different coloured keys that bit by bit open up an already huge map that you need to repeatedly backtrack across, it's exhausting, like proper exhausting. The boss. I mean, it's okay, and it goes above and beyond just a pair of barons, and I was impressed with it when I first played K-Dizzed, but Magmantis just sits a bit awkward with me these days, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm a bit over custom boss monsters in Doom now, and I instead favour clever map design with fiendish fights to act as your final confrontation in a map set? I don't know. I'll think on it some more. Jumping is necessary to navigate maps and make progress. I understand that this is bad news for anti-jump people. I'm now anti-jump myself in Doom, so it would have been cool to have jump usable for certain secrets maybe, but not integral so you can still pass levels. Very naughty. But the jump was just another part of the whole Z-Doom package. After all, ho-hum. And that's kind of it. I don't want to harp on too much, and this isn't like a proper review of this map set or anything, more of a reminiscence, a looking back on a special time when I had my Doom reawakening and realised what I'd been missing. K-Dizzed isn't the best map set in the world. It clearly has its issues and is most definitely a product of its time. I guess my tastes have shifted now from Z-Doom's limitless creative carte blanche to what people are doing with the limitations of Boom and strictly vanilla projects. If you have several decades to spare, I would suggest you give K-Dizzed a go if you haven't already. You might absolutely love it. You might never go back to keeping your feet on the ground at all times and shun infighting altogether. You'll never know unless you take a walk on the wild side. Doing more with less is where my heart lies now, but this quirky, insanely detailed, relentless, and often frustrating Doom project, care of Tormentor 667 and his crew, will always be special to me. What do they say? You never forget your first. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.
Eduardo and Friends.